Okay, looks like we're up and running. I'm continuing with my playthrough with this drafted Reds team. It's a little bit after the All-Star break here. I thought things were going negative for me. I had a 4-game losing streak, but then I swept the Miami Marlins, and I think they're a pretty good team this year. So, I don't know, I just maybe had a down streak. It seemed like the beginning of a negative trend, though. So I don't know if I'm out of it or not, but things are going a little bit better for me, although the Pirates are continuing to win as well. So they're still only a game back from first place. But I've had problems with offense, and Christian Yelich just went on the disabled list. He'll be on for 6 weeks. So I need to find somebody to play left field. I did bring up Mark Payton from the minor leagues. He looks like he's playing pretty well, but you know, you can't really count on a rookie you've just brought up from the minors to have a consistent performance. So I'm checking the waiver wire here. Here's Logan Morrison, who looks to be, you know, he has some nice skills here. Average contact, somewhere in the average range of avoid Ks, and above average home run power, gap power. He's not making too much money. I could grab him. He's not playing particularly well this year. Sometimes it's related to things here. Problem is, he's a first baseman. Doesn't look like he'd be very good in the outfield. Well, he's not terrible in the outfield. Does have a little bit of an arm. Slightly above average. But I've got 3 first basemen on the roster right now. So grabbing him, although, you know, it could be helpful, I'm guessing he's on here because he doesn't have any options left. He's out of option years. So that's why he's on the waiver wire. They're trying to send him down to the minor leagues, and they're slipping him through waivers. And, you know, I could try to grab him, and since I'm a first-place team, I'm low on the totem pole as far as actually getting the player. So I could try to grab him and not be able to. The other thing you can do, I can check the trading block here. And lo and behold, Brandon Moss is on the trading block. And he's pretty good defensively out here. Kind of above average rates in range, error, and arm. He's not playing particularly well offensively, but he is worth almost a win. He's got power, which I desperately need on the team. So he's out there. And I don't know, I mentioned earlier that I thought I might go after Cargo as a rental. Unfortunately, where's he at? Carlos Gonzalez. Unfortunately, he is on the DL. Post-concussion syndrome, he's out for 4 months. So I can't trade for Cargo. Let's see. I'm going to check for right fielders. Here's Cespedes. He's got a great arm. I could put him out in right field, and hopefully he builds up his experience and plays well out there. He's having a good year offensively. But if I try to trade for him, let's see what he wants. Yeah, these are all either very established and in my rotation or my closer, or very good players. He's already worth 3 wins at A+ level. So if I want him, I'm going to have to either give him a top tier prospect or maybe a couple of second tier. And you know, that wouldn't be too terrible. I've got a pretty deep minor league system. He is just a rental. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. He's making quite a bit of money. I'd have to pay a prorated portion of that. I suppose if I give him the right prospects, give the other GM the right prospects, I might be able to get him to retain some of the salary. It might not cost me anything but the prospects. But I think what I'll do instead, since I feel like I'm kind of on shaky ground with this team. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to maintain my position or not. So I think I'm gonna trade for Brandon Moss. Chances are the asking price is gonna be much lower. And yeah, he's looking for more fringe prospects. And Tolan. He's actually pitching very well at AA. Should probably be pitching at AAA. Probably. And you know, whenever you do this, make this work now, it's only going to bring up one player. So this only works if you've got one player that he wants. So say he's got a 5-star established player, and you ask him to trade, he's not going to take anything less than a top tier prospect. You know, for one, it's always a 1-for-1 trade. So you could probably work out maybe a 2-for-1 trade, and maybe you wouldn't have to give up an Acuna to get that 5-star established player. Arajo. Okay, this guy. He looks like a filler pitcher. This guy is the kind of guy you could stick in your minor league system, just kind of let him eat up innings through the minor leagues. He's not your high potential guy, but you always need people in the rotation that are going to eat up innings. And this would be that type of guy. He's not even pitching for me this year. So I could happily trade him this Luis Araujo, maybe. I could happily trade him this guy for Brandon Moss. He's willing to retain some salary. All right, 10%. And you know, Brandon Moss could come over here and have put up terrible numbers, but at least I'm trying to do something. And yeah, the one thing I don't like about him, I mean, his contact's a little low. If he can walk, I don't care if he doesn't hit for a particularly high average. He's got home run power, which is nice. Looks like my scout and the OSA both think he's about the same type of player. I hate these players that can't avoid the strikeout. He struck out 44 times in 143 plate appearances. So actually 128 at-bats. So when he hasn't walked or been hit by a pitch, he struck out more than a third of his at-bats. So 1 out of every 3 at-bats is a strikeout. I don't like that. He does have a good slugging percentage, good OPS plus. He's productive, and he can play the outfield. So I'm going to go ahead and trade for him. I'm going to go through with this deal. Maybe I can keep the team performing decently until I get Christian Yelich back. And who knows? He could come over and put up big numbers. All right. So let's look at the rosters. He should be designated for assignment. We'll put him on the 40-man. Right now, my 40-man, I've got open spaces on the 40-man, and that's only going to happen this first year. As soon as the end of the season pops up, they're going to have a Rule 5 draft. And all the players I have that have a certain amount of experience, is it like 5 years in the minors? I think it changes depending on when they were signed. But there are going to be players in the minor leagues I'm going to have to put in the 40-man if I want to protect them. And this thing will fill up because I do have a lot of players in the minors that I'll probably want to protect. And although 6 spaces seems like a good amount, they'll probably all be full. And, you know, I'll probably have to leave a couple people off. Okay. Oh, there's no spot on the roster for Brandon Moss. I did just call up Mike Ford. Unfortunately, he can only play first base, and I've already got 2 first basemen on the roster. And he did have that big pinch hit, which was nice. That RBI triple, where he even scored a run. But I need more versatility on the roster, so he's going back down to AAA. And we'll put Brandon Moss on the active roster. Look at the Louisville Bats. I guess, yeah, I can see what the manager comes up with. Looks like he's hitting in the same spot. But as I mentioned before, I've got players playing out of position. I've got Aaron Judge in left field, so he'll get a little bit of experience there. He'll be more versatile when he comes back up to the majors. Ozzie Albies is playing third base. He might end up being a utility man for me. I don't know. He's hitting pretty well. I would like a little bit higher on base percentage. He could be a leadoff hitter. When he was at Double-A, he had about 360 on base percentage, which would be fine, even though he doesn't have a high slugging percentage. He's got speed. He can steal second. It could be that he just needs a little bit more seasoning, and he'll be a 350 on base guy. I could live with a 350 on base guy in the leadoff spot as long as he has that good speed. So I don't know if he's going to hit enough or not. If he doesn't hit enough, I can always use him as a utility man because he's got excellent defense. All right. Get back up to the major leagues. See, I kind of want to play Peyton, and I might find an excuse to play him. Let me ask the bench coach what he thinks I should do. All right, he's got Albert Almora batting second, which I don't think I do. I'm going to bat Brinson second. I like home run power, as long as the guy's got speed and can get on base. I like home run power in the second spot because Profar here has a good on base percentage. He should have a good chance of getting on base for Brinson, and Brinson can get a home run with somebody on base. Obviously more damaging than a solo shot. I might even bat Brandon Moss cleanup. Yeah, I'm a lot less... Actually, I might swap these guys here. I'm a lot less effective versus left-handed pitching. I need to check my record, but I think it'll bear that out. I've got a lot better record versus right-hand pitching than left-handed pitching. Always still got Brandon Moss playing left field versus left-handed pitching. Okay, so this is the guy I drafted from the in the amateur draft this year, and he seems to be dropping off in ability. Now he projects to be a 240 hitter, and he was a 270 hitter before. So unfortunately, he's not gonna. I drafted him 6th. The scout still seems to think that he's got potential for great power, but he was the guy that was a pitcher, and I converted him to a first baseman. He's actually got some decent pitches. His lack of control is what would hurt him. Good velocity though. But, you know, I converted him. I thought it'd be a really good, might be a nice coup to get a power hitting first baseman, switch hitter first baseman. That was like 3-4 star potential later in the draft, and it might not play out. But that happens. You'll make mistakes in the draft, or, you know, your scout's not perfect, and if you really, I kind of think it's sort of gaming the system a little bit, but you can go on a staff search. Let's see. Look at scout ratings, all coaches, and you got players like, let's see, or players. You've got executives like Billy Beane here. Here's Doug Melvin, Kevin Towers. These are people that they're in systems. There's Theo Epstein. He's I can't remember what his title is with the Cubs, but he is working for the Cubs. But he's not a GM. He's not an assistant GM. So in the game, he's out there. So you can hire him as a scout, and if you notice this, he's outstanding at scouting the minors, scouting international. He's legendary at scouting amateurs. So if you're, and he's also neutral, which I kind of prefer as far as how he evaluates players. But if you wanted to have the best scout for the draft, for the amateur draft, you'd want Theo Epstein. Here's Andrew Friedman. Personally, I think I'd like. Here's Logan White. You can get a lot of great players from the international free agents. And I would probably, he's still outstanding at scouting amateurs. But if he's legendary at scouting international players, you can get a bunch of steals. Or when to spend $5 million on one of the guys that's out there. If he's also neutral as far as how he evaluates players, which I prefer. So I could go out and hire Logan White. It just seems kind of like cheating to me, though. I don't know, because he's not a scout. But when my scout's contract is up, I don't know. I might hire this guy. I could do it right now, I guess, if I wanted to. But it just feels cheap to me. It feels cheap. I would rather have the original scout I've got than to hire a ringer, it's basically a ringer. Let's see. He's actually having a good season. Let's see what he wants. Oh, he wants Bobby Wall. And for Fernando Tatis Jr., yeah. You'll get a lot of these baloney trade proposals. All right. So we're playing the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. So I get to play with a DH. Right-hand pitcher Joe Ross. And I've got Strom starting today, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, I guess. But with the DH in play, he's probably going to get roughed up. All right. Right-hand starter. We'll definitely get Mark Payton into the game. We'll put Brandon Moss at DH and let Payton play left field. Okay, Profar. Got Brenton second, Adrian Gonzalez, Brandon Moss, Heimer Candelario. I could do this instead. We'll pat Brenton down in the lineup a little bit since it's a right-hand starter. All right. Welcome to New Yankee Stadium, where the New York Yankees will be hosting the Cincinnati Reds today. The Yankees will be pitching Joe Ross. Ross has a 9-8 record with a 4.46 ERA. He struck out 91 batters in 121 innings pitched. Leading off for the Reds will be Jurickson Profar, the second baseman, hitting .266 with 6 home runs and 30 RBIs. Line shot to left center field. I guess that bounces into the seats for a ground rule double. Profar is in scoring position for Mark Payton. The Cincinnati left fielder is 4 for 7 on the season for a .571 average. Profar at second base, nobody out in the inning. Ross delivers. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Ross off the mound, throws to first. 1 down. Brings up the Reds first baseman Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a .267 hitter with 16 home runs and 46 RBIs. Profar still out at second base, 1 out in the inning. High deep drive to center. That gets off the wall. Gonzalez into second base with a double. Profar scores. RBI double for Gonzalez. The Reds now lead 1-0 here in the top of the first. Brings up Brandon Moss. Moss DHing for the Reds today, hitting .234 with 8 home runs and 22 RBIs. Gonzalez at second base, 1 out in the inning. Ground ball to second base. Panic up with it, throws to first. Moss is retired. Gonzalez moves up to third base. Brings up Heimer Candelario. Candelario, the third baseman, hitting .259 with 13 home runs and 44 RBIs. Ross delivers. Strikes out Candelario to end the inning. The Reds leave a runner at third base, but they score a run. They lead 1-0 after the top of the first here in New York. Matt Duffy steps up. Duffy, the third baseman for the Yankees, hitting .292 with 4 RBIs. Pitching for the Reds, Matt Strom. Strom has an 0-2 record with a 5.81 ERA. He struck out 23 batters in 31 innings pitched. Line shot to the left side of the infield. Base hit for Duffy. Morning, Al. How are you doing this morning? Duffy on first base. Nobody out in the inning. That brings up the Yankee second baseman, Joe Panik. Panik hitting .288 with 7 home runs and 37 RBIs. Duffy tries to steal second, and Kelly guns him down. Kelly 10 of 18 in throwing out base runners this season. Now 1 down. Panik at the plate, 0-1 the count. Strom delivers. Line shot over the shortstop's head into left center field for a base hit. Panik on at first base, 1 out in the inning. That brings up Edwin Encarnacion, the Yankee first baseman, hitting .312 with 34 home runs and 65 RBIs. I'm doing pretty well, Al. Just enjoying playing some OOTP this morning. Pretty much all there is to it. Strom delivers. Uh-oh, high deep drive to left field. Wow. Looks like Encarnacion got all of that one. 2-run home run for Encarnacion, and the Yankees go up 2-1 here in the bottom of the first. Randall Grichuk stands in. Yankee center fielder hitting .251 with 14 home runs and 46 RBIs. Strom delivers. Ground ball down to third. Candelario has to put it in his pocket. Grichuk gets a infield single. He's on at first base with only one down in the inning. That brings up Gary Sanchez. Sanchez, the catcher, hitting .276 with 21 home runs and 53 RBIs. Runner at first, 1 out. Strom delivers. Sanchez works a walk. Now there are runners at first and second with only 1 out in the inning. Looks like I have to go to the bullpen early today. That brings up Hunter Pence, the Yankee right fielder, hitting .240 with 15 home runs and 57 RBIs. High deep drive to right field. Ooh, dies on the track. Pence takes that one pretty deep. Luckily for the Reds, it stays in the park. Grichuk moves up to third on the fly ball. Runners at first and third, 2 outs in the inning. Melky Cabrera at the plate. The Yankee left fielder Cabrera hitting .330 with 7 home runs and 34 RBIs. Strom delivers. Ground ball down to third base. Candelario up with it. Takes the short route to second. And Cabrera's retired. But the Yankees score 2. They take the lead 2-1 after 1. Lewis Brinson steps in. The Reds right fielder hitting .246 this season with 13 home runs and 35 RBIs. Ross delivers. Brinson works a walk. He's on at first base. Nobody out in the inning. Carson Kelly at the plate. The catcher Kelly hitting .239 with 3 home runs and 21 RBIs. Brinson with good speed at first. Sanchez has a nice arm behind the plate, so they're going to play station to station. High pop up on the infield. That's a mile high. Second baseman Panik settles underneath it to make the catch. 1 down in the inning. Brings up the shortstop, Andrelton Simmons. Simmons hitting .221 with 4 home runs and 22 RBIs. Ross delivers. Fly ball to center field. Grichuk settles underneath it and makes the catch. 2 down in the inning. Brinson still at first base. Brings up the Red center fielder Albert Almora. Almora hitting .237 with 3 home runs and 22 RBIs. Ross delivers. Ground ball down the first base line. That's past the first baseman into right field. Brinson rounding third, trying to score. He's in there safely. And Almora has an RBI double. The Reds tie it up at 2 here in the top of the second. 2 down in the inning. Jerks and Profar at the plate. Almora out at second base. Profar 1 for 1 on the day. It's a wild one. Almora moves up to third base. Runner at third. 2 down in the inning. 2-1 count to Profar. Ground ball to first. Encarnacion scoops it up. Flips to Ross, who covers. And that ends the inning. But the Reds tie it up here in the top of the second. It's now 2-2 in New York. Danny Valencia, DH, into hit. He's hitting .192 with 7 home runs and 26 RBIs. Strom, after a rough inning, delivers. Oh, forgot Stumpf was in the bullpen all that time. Line shot through the left side of the infield for a base hit. Valencia on at first base. Nobody out in the inning. Javier Baez in the hit. The Yankee shortstop hitting .265 with 18 home runs and 43 RBIs. Boy, they have a lot of home run hitters in this lineup. Strom strikes out Baez, and it's a strike him out, throw him out double play. Kelly now gunned down 11 out of 19 would-be base runners. Would-be base stealers this season. Kelly with a masterful performance behind the plate. Let's see. 2 down in the inning. Matt Duffy at the plate. Duffy 1 for 1 on the day. Strom delivers. It's a bunt. Strom jumps off the mound, throws to first. Duffy's retired. That ends the inning. The Yankees fail to score in the bottom of the second and still tied 2-2 here in New York after 2. Mark Payton steps in. Payton 0 for 1 on the day. Ground ball to second base. Panik up with it. Throws to first. Payton's retired. 1 down in the inning. Adrian Gonzalez steps in. Gonzalez 1 for 1 today with an RBI. High deep drive to right field. Oh, but that's going to die short of the track. Pence makes the catch. 2 down in the inning. Brings up Brandon Moss. The newest Red is 0 for 1 on the day. And he strikes out here to end the inning. After 2.5, the score is tied 2-2 here in New York. Joe Panik at the plate. Panik 1 for 1 on the day. Strom delivers. Line shot to left center field. Looks like extra bases for Panik. Moss, Oh no, Peyton gets the ball back in. Panics into second base easily with a double. Nobody out. Runner at second base for Edwin Encarnacion. Encarnacion 1 for 1 on the day with a 2-run home run. Strom delivers. Fly ball to right center field. Ooh. Brinson's able to make a nice catch out there. 1 down in the inning. Panic still at second base. Randall Grichuk at the plate. Grichuk 1 for 1 today. Strom delivers. Grichuk strikes out. Ball gets away. Grichuk running down the line. He's cut down by Kelly before he can get there. 2 down in the inning. Panic still at second. Gary Sanchez steps in. Sanchez drew a walk earlier today. They pitch around Sanchez. But he gets a base hit to the right side of the infield. RBI single for Sanchez. And the Yankees go up 3-2 here in the bottom of the third. Sanchez at first base. Hunter Pence at the plate. 2 outs in the inning. Pence 0 for 1 on the day. They pitch to Pence. Line shot to center field. Almora moving in. Makes the catch. Steals a base hit from Pence. And that ends the inning. But the Yankees take the lead here in the bottom of the third. 3-2. Heimer Candelario at the plate. Candelario 0 for 1 on the day. Draws a walk here. Runner at first base. Nobody out in the inning. Lewis Brinson at the plate. Brinson drew a walk earlier today. He strikes out here for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Carson Kelly at the plate. Carson Kelly 0 for 1 today. Line shot to right center field. Pence makes a nice play out there, though. Steal extra bases from Kelly. 2 down in the inning. Candelario still at first. Andrelton Simmons at the plate. The shortstop 0 for 1 on the day. Draws a walk here. That puts runners at first and second for Albert Almora. Almora 1 for 1 today with an RBI. Ground ball to short. They take the short route to second base. And that ends the top of the fourth. After 3.5, the Yankees lead 3-2 here in New York. That brings up the Yankee left fielder Melky Cabrera to lead off the inning. Cabrera 0 for 1 on the day. Ground ball to second. Ooh, Profar up with it. Throws to first, barely gets Cabrera at first base. 1 down in the inning. Danny Valencia at the batter. The DH is 1 for 1 on the day. Strom delivers. Sneaks it through the left side of the infield for a base hit. He's on at first base with 1 down in the inning. That brings up the Yankee shortstop Javier Baez. Baez 0 for 1 on the day. Runner at first base, 1 down in the inning. Strom delivers. Ground ball to second. Only play is to first. Simmons throws it there. Baez is cut down. But the runner moves up to second base. Valencia at second, 2 down in the inning. Matt Duffy at the plate. The Yankee third baseman 1 for 2 on the day. Strom delivers. Uh-oh, high deep drive to left field. I don't think that one's coming back. Duffy puts the Yankees up 5-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. And the Reds bullpen's going to get active here. Joe Panik at the plate. The second baseman 2 for 2 on the day. Strom delivers. High fly ball to right field. Brinson sells underneath it, makes the catch, and that ends the inning. But the Yankees tack on 2 more runs. They're now up 5-2 after 4. Jurickson Profar at the plate. The Reds second baseman 1 for 2 on the day. Ground ball down to third base. Duffy up with it, throws to first. Profar's retired. 1 down the inning, Mark Payton at the plate. Payton 0 for 2 today. Ground ball to first. Payton hustling down the line. But Encarnacion underhands it to Ross, who just beats out Peyton the first. 2 down in the inning. Adrian Gonzalez, the batter. The Reds' first baseman, 1 for 2 today with an RBI. High, deep drive to right field. I think Gonzalez got all of that one. Home run, solo shot for Gonzalez. Here in the top of the 5th. He cuts the Yankees' lead to 2. It's now 5-3. That brings up the newest Red, Brandon Moss. 0 for 2 on the day. Moss strikes out here to end the inning. But the Reds score a run. They cut the Yankees' lead to 2. It's now 5-3 after 4.5. Let's see. Stump is looking imminently hittable here. So I'm going to go to the bullpen. Or Strom is looking imminently hittable. We'll get Stump into the game, see if he fares any better. Edwin Encarnacion in to hit. The Yankee first baseman 1 for 2 today with a 2-run home run. Stump delivers. Encarnacion draws a walk. He's on at first base with nobody out in the inning. Randall Grichuk at the plate. Grichuk 1 for 2 today. Stump throws over. Encarnacion back. Delivers to Grichuk. Ground ball to short. And it's a 6-4-3 double play. 2 out in the inning. Gary Sanchez at the plate. The catcher Sanchez 1 for 1 today with an RBI and a walk. Fly ball to center field. Almora is underneath it, makes the catch, and that ends the inning. After 5, the Yankees lead 5-3 here in New York. Third baseman Heimer Candelario steps in for the Reds. 0 for 1 today with a walk. High fly ball to left center field. Grichuk gets underneath it, makes the catch, 1 down the inning. Brings up Lewis Brinson. Brinson 0 for 1 today with a walk. Strikes out here for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Carson Kelly at the plate. Kelly 0 for 2 today. Hasn't done much with the bat, but he's thrown out 2 would-be base stealers. Strikes out here to end the inning. And after 5.5, the Yankees lead 5-3 here in New York. Hunter Pence steps in. The right fielder's 0 for 2 today. Line shot to the corner in right field. Extra bases for Pence. He's in the third safely with a triple. Runner at third base, nobody out. Melky Cabrera at the plate. Cabrera 0 for 2 today. Let's see, Stump's already at 19 pitches. I guess we better get somebody else up. Infield playing in. Ground ball to second baseman Profar on the left side of the second base bag. He throws to first to retire Cabrera. The runner Pence has to stay at third base. 1 down in the inning. Danny Valencia at the plate. The DH is 2 for 2 today. Stump checks the runner Pence, delivers to Valencia. Fly ball to left field. Is that going to be deep enough to score the run? Pence tags up. Oh, wow. Peyton with a gun from left field. Pence tagged up, tried to score. And Peyton with a strike to the plate to cut him down. 3 down the inning. The Yankees fail to score, but they still lead 5-3 after 6. Andrelton Simmons in to hit. Simmons 0 for 1 today with a walk. Ground ball down to third base. Duffy up with it, throws to first. Simmons retired. 1 down in the inning. Albert Almora stands in. The center fielder 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Line shot back up the middle. Panic makes a nice catch out there. Steal a base hit from Almora. 2 down in the inning. The second baseman, Jurickson Profar, at the plate. He's 1 for 3 today. Strikes out here for the third out of the inning. And after 6.5, the Yankees lead 5-3 here in New York. New pitcher, Koda Glover. Glover 1-0 this season with a 2.91 ERA. He struck out 26 batters in 21 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing Javier Baez, the Yankee shortstop, 0 for 2 today. Glover delivers. Baez strikes out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Matt Duffy at the plate. Duffy 2 for 3 today with a 2-run home run. Line shot to left center field. That's going to drop in there for a base hit. Duffy into second base with a double. He's on at second with 1 out in the inning. Joe Panik at the plate. Panik 2 for 3 today. Glover checks the runner. Duffy delivers to Panik. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it. Throws to first. Panik's retired. Duffy moves up to third base. He's at third base with 2 outs in the inning. Brings up Edwin Encarnacion. Encarnacion 1 for 2 today with a 2-run home run. He's also drawn a walk. Line shot to center field. Almora moving in. Makes the catch to steal a base hit from Encarnacion and a potential RBI. That ends the inning, but the Yankees lead 5-3 after 7. Mark Payton at the plate. The Reds left fielder's 0 for 3 today. Made some nice defensive plays in the field, though, including throwing out Hunter Pence at home plate. He grounds to second here, 1 down in the inning. Adrian Gonzalez stands in. Gonzalez 2 for 3 today with a 2-run home run. Ground ball back up the middle. Oh, Baez able to glove it. Throws to first. Just nipping Gonzalez. 2 down in the inning. Brings up Brandon Moss. Moss 0 for 3 today. Ground ball to second base. Looks like Panik has to put in his pocket. Moss has an infield hit. Uh-oh. Ha! Oh, I just traded for that guy. Now he screwed up his back. Great. All right. What's a DH? Who's got speed? I guess Diaz is as good a choice as any. Oh, Yandy Diaz down at first base with average speed. Brings up the third baseman, Heimer Candelario. Candelario 0 for 2 today with a walk. Diaz at first, 2 out in the inning. Ground ball to short. They go the short route to second base to cut down Diaz. That ends the inning. After 7.5, the Yankees lead 5-3. Let's see, Koda Glover's got 19 pitches. I better get somebody else up in the bullpen. Randall Grichuk stands in. Grichuk 1 for 3 today. Glover delivers. Uh-oh, high deep drive to left field. Grichuk just took Glover deep. Solo shot for Grichuk. And the Yankees extend their lead to 3. It's now 6-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Nobody out in the inning. Gary Sanchez at the plate. Sanchez 1 for 2 today with an RBI. He's drawn a walk. High deep drive to left field. Sanchez got all of that one. Back-to-back home runs for the Yankees. I guess the Reds manager has left Koda Glover in just a little bit too long. Yankees lead is now 4. Oops. They get Jonathan Holder into the game. Holder has a 3-2 record on the season with a 2.42 ERA. He struck out 48 batters in 48 and a third innings pitched. He'll be facing the Yankee right fielder Hunter Pence. Pence 1 for 3 today. Strikes out Pence for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Melky Cabrera steps in. Cabrera 0 for 3 today. Ground ball to second base. Profar up with it. Throws to first. Cabrera's retired. 2 down in the inning. Danny Valencia at the plate. Valencia 2 for 3 today. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Holder, he's up with it. Throws to first. And that retires the side. But the Yankees score 2 runs. They go up 4 here in the bottom of the 8th. They lead 7-3. Lewis Brinson at the plate. The Reds right fielder 0 for 2 today with a walk. They'll be facing Ken Giles. Giles 2-1 this season with a 3.18 ERA. Giles strikes out Brinson for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Carson Kelly the batter. Kelly 0 for 3 today. Giles delivers. Kelly draws a walk. He's on at first base with 1 out in the inning. It brings up the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons 0 for 2 today with a walk. Kelly at first base, 1 down. Giles strikes out Simmons for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Albert Almora at the plate. Almora 1 for 3 today with an RBI. Kelly still down at first base, 2 down. Ground ball down to third. Duffy goes the short route to second. They cut down the lead runner. And that ends the inning. And the game. Well, the Reds get drubbed here in New York. 7-3. Not much positive to say about the game. Doesn't look like Strom has the stuff to be a starter yet. I'm going to have to figure out someone to put in the rotation. Oh, a new trade proposal. Let's see, they want Bobby Wall. I guess he's a prospect. He's actually not having a terrible season. That OPS is pretty sickly. He can play defense, although he has a weak arm. But yeah, I'm not trading Bobby Wall and Austin Beck for that. Sometimes I wish they would not do this. I mean, it's just kind of annoying. You can ignore them, I guess, if you want, but it's just silly and stupid. I don't know that. I sincerely doubt they do that in real life, unless maybe one GM wants to troll another one. All right, looks like the bullpen is rested enough that I can get by. Go ahead and play the game today. Oh, what happened with Brandon Moss? Oh, he's day-to-day. Back tightness. I got drubbed pretty thoroughly. That's my 5th starter, and he's really really a relief pitcher. It's just that I look at him and I see his repertoire. I see, his good control and all that. He looks like a starter to me, so I thought I'd and I've got several injuries. Oh, no problem. Thanks for watching now. I've had some injuries and I thought I'd put him in the rotation. All right. Right-hand pitcher Chris Archer. Adrian Gonzalez, Brandon Moss, Lewis Brinson. Maybe I'll do this instead. Hammer Candelario. Alright, welcome to Yankee Stadium, where the Yankees are, new Yankee Stadium, where the Yankees are hosting the Cincinnati Reds. The Yankees will be starting Chris Archer. Archer, an 8-5 record on the season with a 3.68 ERA. He struck out 135 batters in 132 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Reds second baseman Jurickson Profar. Profar hitting .266 with 6 home runs and 30 RBIs. 2-1 count to Profar. Archer delivers. Line shot to the right side of the infield, but Panik makes a nice play out there to steal a base hit. 1 down the inning. Mark Payton at the plate. Payton hitting .364 this season. Line shot to right field. Ooh! Nice play out there by Hunter Pence. 2 down. Brings up Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez hitting .269 with 17 home runs and 48 RBIs. Ground ball to short. Duffy up with it, throws to first. And that ends the top of the first. No score here in New York. Pitching for the Reds, Mike Clevinger. Clevinger has an 8-8 record with a 3.61 ERA. He struck out 86 batters in 114 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Yankee shortstop, Matt Duffy. Duffy hitting .310 with 1 home run and 6 RBIs. Clevinger strikes out Duffy for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Joe Panik at the plate. Panik, the Yankee second baseman, hitting .290 with 7 home runs and 37 RBIs. Panik strikes out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Brings up the first baseman, Edwin Encarnacion. Encarnacion hitting .312 this season with 35 home runs and 67 RBIs. Clevinger delivers. Strikes out the side. Encarnacion goes down. So the Yankees. After 1, there's no score here in New York. The Reds' third baseman, Heimer Candelario, steps in. Candelario hitting .257 with 13 home runs and 44 RBIs. Looper to left field. Cabrera is able to snag it. 1 down the inning. Brings up Brandon Moss. The Reds DH hitting .235 with 8 home runs and 22 RBIs. High deep drive to right field. Moss got all of that one. Solo shot for Moss, his first as a Red. And the Reds take the lead 1-0 here in the top of the second. 1 down. Nobody. Oh yeah, 1 out. 1 out in the inning. Lewis Brinson at the plate. Brinson, the Reds right fielder, hitting .243 with 13 home runs and 35 RBIs. Archer delivers. Deep drive to left field. Brinson snuck that one out. Solo shot. Back-to-back home runs for the Reds. And then they're now up 2-0 here in the top of the second. That brings Albert Almora to the plate. The Reds center fielder hitting .237 with 3 home runs and 23 RBIs. Archer delivers. Ground ball to first. Encarnacion is able to pick it up. Flips to Archer, who covers. Almora's retired. 2 down the inning. The Reds catcher Carson Kelly steps in. Kelly hitting .235 with 3 home runs and 21 RBIs. Fly ball to right center field. Pence is able to settle underneath it and make the catch. And that ends the inning. But the Reds score 2 here in the top of the second. They take the lead 2-0 over the Yankees. Gary Sanchez at the plate. The Yankee catcher hitting .280 with 22 home runs and 55 RBIs. Clevenger delivers. 2-2 count. Sanchez strikes out for the first out of the inning. Clevenger on a strikeout terrier. 1 down in the inning. Hunter Pence at the plate. Pence hitting .240 with 15 home runs and 57 RBIs. Clevenger delivers. Ground ball to second. Profar up with it. Throws to first. Pence is retired. Brings up the Yankee left fielder Melky Cabrera. Cabrera hitting .325 this season with 7 home runs and 34 RBIs. Clevenger delivers. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it. Throws to first. Cabrera's retired. And the Yankees go down here in the bottom of the second. The Reds lead 2-0 after 2. Andrelton Simmons stands in. The Reds shortstop hitting .219 this season with 4 home runs and 22 RBIs. Archer delivers. Looper to left field. Cabrera is able to make the catch. 1 down in the inning. Jurickson Profar at the plate. Profar 0 for 1 today. Archer delivers. Looper to left field. Cabrera moving in. Makes the second out of the inning. 2 down. Mark Payton at the plate. Payton 0 for 1 today. Hard hit ball down the right field line. Might be extra bases for Payton. He glides into second base with a double. He's in scoring position with 2 outs now for Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 1 today. Archer delivers. Ground ball to second base. Panic up with it. Throws to first. Gonzalez is retired. And that ends the threat. The Reds fail to score here in the top of the third. But they lead 2-0. Colby Rasmus at the plate. Rasmus hitting .184 this season with 2 RBIs. Clevenger delivers. Strikes out Rasmus for the first out of the inning. 5th K of the day for Clevenger. 1 down in the inning. Javier Baez in. Baez hitting .263 this season with 18 home runs and 43 RBIs. Line shot to the left side of the infield. Base hit for Baez. He's on at first base with 1 out. Brings up the third baseman Mike Moustakas. Moustakas hitting .241 with 14 home runs and 42 RBIs. Clevenger throws over to first. Baez back. Checks the runner, delivers to Moustakas. Moustakas draws a walk. Baez moves up to second base. Runner at first and second. 1 down in the inning for the shortstop, Matt Duffy. Duffy 0 for 1 today. Clevenger checks the runners, delivers to Duffy. Looper to right center field, falls in for a base hit. Baez is trying to score, and he's in safely for the first run of the day for the Yankees. They cut the lead to 1. It's now 2-1. Runners at first and second, only 1 out in the inning. Joe Panik at the plate. Panik 0 for 1 today. Ground ball to short. Simmons throws to first. Panik's able to beat it out. Bases are now loaded for Edwin Encarnacion. Encarnacion with 35 home runs and 67 RBIs. Clevenger Clevenger really needs his 6th strikeout of the day here. Let's see. Let's visit the mound. No worries. All right. Clevenger just told me no worries, so we'll see how this at-bat turns out. I've got Altavia warming in the bullpen. Let's pitch to Encarnacion. Ground ball down to third base. Look at that. He's right. 5-4-3 double play to end the inning. Clevenger. Mike, no worries, Clevenger gets out of the jam. And the Reds still lead 2-1 after 3. Heimer Candelario at the plate. Reds third baseman 0 for 1 today. Line shot to right field. That might get back to the corner. Candelario digging for second base. He slides in there safely with a double. He's on at second base with nobody out in the inning. Brings up the DH, Brandon Moss. Moss 1 for 1 on the day with a solo home run. Moss strikes out here for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Lewis Brinson at the plate. Brinson 1 for 1 on the day with a solo home run. He hit back-to-back home runs with Moss in the second inning. Ground ball down the first base line. That gets into right field. Brinson digging for second base. The runner Candelario scores. Brinson then safely at second with an RBI double. Reds go up 3-1 here in the top of the fourth. 1 down the inning. Brinson at second base. Albert Almora at the plate. Almora 0 for 1 today. Ball gets away from Sanchez. It's a wild one. Brinson moves up to third base. He's now at third base with 1 out in the inning for Almora. 1-1 the count. 2-2 the count. Almora strikes out here for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Carson Kelly steps in. Kelly 0 for 1 today. Brinson still out at third base. 2 outs in the inning. Kelly with a seeing eye single through the right side of the infield. Brinson's going to score. And it's now 4-1 Reds in the top of the fourth. Carson Kelly at first. Andrelton Simmons at the plate. Simmons 0 for 1 today. Ground ball down to third base. Moustakas throws on to first. Simmons is retired. And that ends the inning. But the Reds score 2 here in the top of the fourth. They're up 4-1 in New York. Gary Sanchez at the plate. The Yankee catcher 0 for 1 today. Clevenger delivers. Ground ball back. Oh, line shot back up the middle. Base hit for Sanchez. He's on at first base. Nobody out in the inning. Hunter Pence at the plate. Pence 0 for 1 today. Fly ball to right center field. Almora is able to make the catch out there. 1 down in the inning. Sanchez still at first base. Melky Cabrera at the plate. Cabrera 0 for 1 today. Looper to left field. Ooh, Peyton's able to make a nice play out there. Steal a base hit from Cabrera. 2 down in the inning. Sanchez still at first. Colby Rasmus at the plate. Rasmus 0 for 1 today. And he strikes out for the last out of the bottom of the fourth. After 4, the Reds lead 4-1 here in New York. Jurickson Profar, the Reds' second baseman at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Ground ball to short. Duffy up with it, throws to first. Profar down. 1 down. Mark Payton at the plate. Payton 1 for 2 today. High deep drive to right field. Payton might have got all that one. That one's not coming back. Solo shot for Payton. 5-1 is now the lead. Adrian Gonzalez steps in. Gonzalez 0 for 2 on the day. 1 out in the inning. New pitcher, Edinson Volquez. Top ground ball back to the mound. Volquez fields it, throws on the first. 2 down in the inning. Heimer Candelario at the plate. Candelario 1 for 2 today. Ground ball down to first. Encarnacion takes it himself. Candelario is retired. That ends the top of the fifth. But the Reds score a run. They now lead 5-1. Javier Baez, the DH, steps in. He's 1 for 1 today. Clevenger delivers. Strikes out Baez for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Mike Moustakas at the plate. Moustakas drew a walk earlier, I believe. Fly ball to right field. Brinson able to sell underneath it to make the catch. 2 down in the inning. Mike Clevenger at the plate. Matt Duffy at the plate. He's 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it. Throws to first. And that retires the side. After 5, the Reds lead the Yankees 5-1. Brandon Moss steps up. He's 1 for 2 today with a solo home run. Line shot back up the middle. Base hit for Moss. He's now 2 for 3 on the day. Brings up Lewis Brinson. Perfect 2 for 2 on the day with a home run and 2 RBIs. Moss down at first. Nobody out in the inning. Pop up on the infield. Shortstop Duffy settles underneath and makes the catch. 1 down. Clevenger at 82 pitches. I guess I'll let him start that next inning. Moss still down at first base. Albert Almora at the plate. Almora 0 for 2 today. Ground ball down to first. Encarnacion fields it, takes it to the bag himself. 2 down the inning. Moss moves up to second on the play. Brings up Carson Kelly. Kelly 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Kelly draws a walk here. He's on at first base with 2 outs in the inning. The shortstop, Andrelton Simmons, at the plate. Simmons 0 for 2 today. They put the hit and run on. Simmons pops it up, though. Moustakas settles underneath it, makes the catch. And that ends the top of the 6th. But the Reds lead 5-1 after 5.5. All right, Clevenger in to start the inning. Let's get Altavilla up in the bullpen. He'll be pitching to the Yankee second baseman, Joe Panik. Panik 1 for 2 today. Clevenger delivers. Ooh, line shot back up the middle. Simmons makes a nice play out there. Steal a base hit from Panik. 1 down. Edwin Encarnacion steps up. Encarnacion 0 for 2 today. Grounded into a double play with the bases loaded. Strikes out here for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Gary Sanchez at the plate. Sanchez 1 for 2 today. Oh! Clevenger plunks him. He'll be down at first base with 2 outs in the inning. Hunter Pence at the plate. Yankee right fielder 0 for 2 today. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it. Throws to first. And Pence is retired. That ends the bottom of the 6th. And the Reds still lead 5-1 here in New York. Let's see. Altavilla is ready. I'm going to go ahead and I'll get him into the game. Jurickson Profar steps up. The Reds second baseman 0 for 3 today. Hits a high fly ball to center field. Rasmus able to settle underneath and make the catch. 1 down. The Reds left fielder, Mark Payton, at the plate. Payton 2 for 3 today with a home run. Oh! Volquez plunks him. He's down at first base now with 1 out in the inning. Adrian Gonzalez steps up. The first baseman 0 for 3 today. Payton still down at first base. High deep drive to center field. Oh! Gonzalez got all of that one. He takes Volquez deep for a 2-run home run. The Reds now lead 7-1 in the top of the 7th. That brings up the third baseman, Heimer Candelario. Candelario 1 for 3 today. Ground ball to second. Panik throws on to first to retire Candelario. 2 down in the inning. Brings up the DH, Brandon Moss. Brandon Moss 2 for 3 today with a solo home run. Moss draws a walk. He's on at first base with 2 outs in the inning. That brings up Lewis Brinson. Brinson 2 for 3 today with a home run and 2 RBIs. Pop up on the infield. Panik settles underneath it, makes the catch, and that ends the inning. But the Reds scored 2 here in the top of the 7th. They now lead 7-1 in New York. New pitcher for the Reds, Dan Altavilla. Altavilla 3-2 this season with a 3.27 ERA. He struck out 56 batters in 41 1/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Yankee left fielder Melky Cabrera. Cabrera 0 for 2 on the day. Ground ball back up the middle. Simmons grabs it, throws to first. Cabrera's retired. 1 down in the inning. Colby Rasmus at the plate. Rasmus 0 for 2 today. Altavilla delivers. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it. Throws to first. Rasmus is retired. 2 down. Brings up the DH Javier Baez. Baez 1 for 2 today. Altavilla delivers. Strikes out Baez to end the inning. And after 7, the Reds lead 7-1 here in New York. Albert Almora steps up. The Reds center fielder 0 for 3 today. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Volquez jumps off the mound. Fields it, throws to first. Almora's retired. 1 down in the inning. Carson Kelly steps up. The Reds catcher 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Line shot to left center field. That might be extra bases for Kelly. He coasts into second base with a double. Murray at second base, 1 out in the inning. Andrelton Simmons at the plate. Simmons 0 for 3 today. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Volquez fields it cleanly, throws on to first. Simmons is retired for the 2nd out of the inning. Brings up the second baseman, Jurickson Profar. Profar 0 for 4 on the day. Struggling a little bit here lately. Kelly still out at second base. 2 down in the inning. Ground ball down to first. Profar hustling down the line. But Encarnacion underhands it to Volquez, who just nips Profar at first for the last out of the top of the 8th. And the Reds go down. But they still lead 7-1 after 7.5. Mike Moustakas steps up. The Yankee third baseman 0 for 1 today. He's gotten on by the walk, though. Pop up on the infield. Simmons sails underneath it, makes a catch, 1 down. Yankee shortstop Matt Duffy into hit. He's 1 for 3 today with an RBI. Altavilla delivers. Ground ball down to short. Simmons up with it, throws to first, 2 down in the inning. Joe Panik to step in. Panik 1 for 3 on the day. Altavilla delivers. Line shot to right field. It's a base hit for Panik. He's on at first base with 2 down in the inning. And the Reds bullpen's going to get active here. Let's see. Long way to Rasmus. Bobby Wall up in the Reds bullpen. Altavilla would love to get through this bottom of the 8th and with as few pitches as possible, maybe take a shot at a 3-inning save here. Panik down at first base. Encarnacion at the plate. Encarnacion 0 for 3 today. Altavilla delivers. High deep drive to left field. Well, Encarnacion was due. He just took Altavilla deep for a 2-run home run. And that cuts the Reds lead to 4. It's now 7-3 in the bottom of the 8th. He's got enough to keep going. Well, we'll see how he fares against Sanchez here, since Wall needs to warm up a little bit more. 2 down in the inning. The Yankee catcher Gary Sanchez at the plate. Sanchez 1 for 2 today. Altavilla delivers. High deep drive to center field. Oh, Sanchez got all that one. He takes it deep out of the deepest part of the ballpark. Back-to-back home runs for the Yankees, and they now trail by 3. It's 7-4 in the bottom of the 8th. Well, Bobby Wall's ready. Let's get him into the game. That brings up Hunter Pence, the Yankee right fielder, 0 for 3 today. Wall delivers. Line shot to the left side of the infield. Base hit for Pence. Gee whiz, I guess I should have got Rivero up. Pence down at first base, 2 outs in the inning. Melky Cabrera at the plate. Cabrera 0 for 3 today. Wall throws over to first. Pence back. Delivers to Cabrera. Ground ball to third base. Candelario up with it. Takes the short route to second. Now retires the side. But not before the Yankees score 3 runs. They cut the lead to 3. It's now 7-4 after 8. All right. The Reds get their closer, Edwin Diaz, up in the bullpen. New pitcher for the Yankees, Ken Giles. Giles has a 2-1 record on the season with a 3.1 ERA. He struck out 60, an amazing 60 batters in 40 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the left fielder Mark Payton. Payton 2 for 3 today with a solo home run. Ground ball through the right side of the infield, base hit for Payton. He's on at first base with nobody out in the inning for Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez 1 for 4 today with a 2-run home run. Ground ball back up the middle. Second baseman fields it. Throws onto the shortstop, but that's all they'll get. Gonzalez hustling down the line. Avoids the double play. 1 out. Gonzalez at first base. Heimer Candelario at the plate. Candelario 1 for 4 today. Giles delivers. Looper to left field. Cabrera's there to make the catch, though. 2 down the inning. Brings up the Reds DH, Brandon Moss. Moss 2 for 3 today with a solo home run. Gonzalez still down at first base. 2 out in the inning. Ground ball to second base. Duffy's able to field it and take it to the bag himself to retire Gonzalez. And that ends the top of the 9th. The Reds still lead 7-4. And they're bringing Edwin Diaz in to close it out. Let's see, I don't want to lose this one, so I'm going to get Rivero up as well. Edwin Diaz into the game. Diaz with a 2-1 record on the season with a 1.54 ERA. He struck out 55 batters in 35 innings pitched. I believe he has 23 saves on the season. He'll be facing the Yankee center fielder Colby Rasmus. Rasmus 0 for 3 on the day. 22 games. Ground ball to second. Profar up with it, throws to first. Rasmus is retired. 1 down in the inning. Brings up the Yankee DH Javier Baez. Baez 1 for 3 today. Diaz delivers. Ground ball to third base. Candelario boots it. Baez is going to be on the air. 1 down in the inning. Baez with decent speed on at first base. Diaz throws over. Baez back. Mike Moustakas up to hit. Moustakas 0 for 2 today. He's gotten on via the walk, though. Diaz delivers. Hard ground ball to second base. And that looks like a 4-5-3 double play. That ends the inning. And Diaz comes in to save it for the Reds. They win today, 7-4 in New York. Good game by Mike. Good game by Payton. How about that? Mark Payton. Jerks and Profar struggling a little bit. Almora struggling. Simmons struggling. Almora had some hits at the beginning of the season, but he struggled lately. Simmons, he's just not hitting for me. Playing great defense though. Altavilla, I might have just pitched him a little too long. He's a little homer prone, as are most of my relief pitchers. But hey, a pretty good start by Clevenger. He got into trouble and he got back out of it. I thought for certain, I can't remember which inning it was when Encarnacion came up with the bases loaded. I thought for certain Encarnacion was going to take him deep. But he got the double play. All right. Well, since the series with New York is up, I think I'll call it quits for the day. Let's look at. Looks like everybody's mostly ready to go in the bullpen. Get the pitching stats real quick. See what I'm talking about being homer prone. Coda Glover 2 home runs per 9, Strom 1.8, Altavia 1.7, Holder 1.5. I mean, we pitch in Great American Ballpark, so some of that's to be expected, but that's pretty bad still. ERAs look pretty nice though. I mean, even though Altavia's been touched up a little bit, his ERA is still under 4. So is Coda Glover. So the bullpen's been really good, except for the fact they give up home runs. And I mean, it might be my fault. I tend to pitch them 2 innings. Maybe that's coming back to bite me. I shouldn't try to stretch them out 2 innings. And it does seem like the home runs come in the 2nd inning more often. So maybe I'll start being more selective about when I use them 2 innings. If it's a close game, I might use a reliever for 1 inning, or maybe 1 inning and 1 batter, depending on if he's, if it's a right-hander to lead off the inning and there's a left-hander after him. I might let him pitch to the right-hander to begin the inning and then bring in like Rivero to finish off the inning. I might try that. I do think that I like being able to use my relievers for multiple innings. Strom doesn't look like he needs to be in the rotation anymore. I might send him back down to the minors to get some seasoning. He had a really good start down the minors. Actually had a couple of decent starts. That's a quality start. So I think he can do it. He's probably just not ready to do it at the major league level. And I could go get let's see who's down here. Yusmeiro Petit. He's had a couple of good starts. It's day-to-day stuff though. Recovery time unknown. What about Trevor Cahill? Cahill has kind of been beaten up a little bit. Something tells me he pitches badly as Strom did for me. He does have a good selection of pitches. All average or better. The lack of control, and 45 is not that bad. But I usually like him 50 or better. But I need to bring somebody up from the minors. Looks like Felice got rocked a little bit, but it was just 1 game. He's been pretty good down here. Not too many walks. I might be able to bring him back up. He's happy. He's happy where he's at right now, I guess. I'd rather be up at the major league level. Petit's the one I would probably want to try to start. This oblique strain thing, I don't know. Influence is throwing minimal. I could see if there's anybody on the waiver wire. That might be interesting. Pablo Sandoval. Kung Fu Panda is available. He's not exactly playing all that well. See if anybody else is on the trading block. No. Well, I think I might try to use Yusmeiro Petit. I'll think about it, and next time I start up, I'll probably have that sorted out. But I'll end the stream here for today. I guess a split in the series in New York. Are we still in first place? Oh, we're up by 1.5 now. All right. I'll see you later.